Today I'm going to read you another exciting snippet from my novel that didn't get finished. And this is about a character called Coralie, who is a parent at the Steiner School, and she is trying to sort out her love life using spiritual methods, which is not entirely successful. So here we go. Coralie settles into her meditation chair in the bedroom to study her new book, The Joy of Tantric Sex. It looks a little daunting. It's 345 pages long. Coralie had no idea there was so much to say about sex, but she is determined to learn it all. There must be something she's not doing that she could do. Maybe a psychological reason why she finds it so hard to get physically excited. Maybe there's some blockage that she can shift that will put her in touch with her yoni and let the energies find their right channels. It was easier at the beginning of her relationship with Richard. She was younger then, and her juices always seemed to flow freely whether or not she was excited. She never got beyond a certain point with the excitement. Maybe they were doing it wrong, but she made a big show of being excited, and it had the desired effect on Richard anyway. She used to make it her life's mission to satisfy him. Well, now it's her life's mission to satisfy herself. She's had enough of being the, dare she say it, the prostitute in the relationship. That doesn't sound good. She never intended to take that role. She always expected that as they got closer and more passionate, her body would one day flower into fulfillment for herself. But it hasn't happened, and it certainly isn't realistic to expect Richard to change his ways and dedicate himself to pleasing her. Maybe she shouldn't have focused so much on his satisfaction and trained him to expect it. But what else could she do? Either she made the best of whatever pleasure she could get, or she rejected the entire relationship. And she couldn't have done that. She loved him. He loved her. They got on so well, had so much fun together with the country dancing and the rambling. And how was she to know she wouldn't develop sexually as time went on? Anyway, she hadn't given up hope yet. She doesn't need Richard's help to develop her own sexuality. This book is going to supply some answers to her problem for sure. The introduction recommends reading the entire book before beginning the exercises. Well, stuff that. She's got 2 hours max before she has to go and pick up Rowan from kindergarten. She'll just try the first exercise, just to get a feel for it, and read the rest of the book later. The book tells her to find a comfortable place, relax, take your time, make a safe space for yourself where you feel secure and able to express yourself freely. Start by taking some deep, slow breaths, and as you breathe in, imagine that your breath is drawing up the energy from your base chakra all the way up your spine, revitalizing as it goes. Imagine all your chakras filling with wonderful, sparkling energy as you draw the breath up. As you exhale, imagine this energy flowing into your organs: genitals, bowels, liver, stomach, spleen, kidneys, lungs, heart. Feel your heart filling with the light of holy love. Wow, that sure sounds good. Coralie only has the vaguest idea what chakras are, which is probably why she's supposed to read the whole book first. She wriggles in her chair to find the most comfortable position, closes her eyes, and begins to breathe. It's quite hard, actually, to imagine energy coming up your spine. What does energy feel like? Coralie tries to place her consciousness in her base chakra. She has a momentary panic that perhaps she doesn't even have a base chakra, and that's the cause of all her problems. But then she remembers that the base chakra controls the survival energies, and if she didn't have one, she probably wouldn't even be alive. Relax, breathe, refocus, she tells herself. Okay, breathe in. Feel the energy coming up the spine. Breathe out. Feel it flowing into the organs. She realizes she can't get an image of all this happening at once, so she decides to focus on one organ at a time. Breathe in. Feel the energy flowing up to the second chakra. Breathe out. Feel it flowing into my womb and down my fallopian tubes. Wait a minute. Shouldn't it be going into my clitoris? How does it get there? Never mind, forget all the details. Let's just imagine energy flowing up and out into the body. That's better. After a few minutes of assiduous breathing in and out, Coralie decides she can practice some more later. What happens next? Love yourself, the book proclaims. Apparently, we all have a tendency to ignore and suppress our own needs in favour of other people's. Our partners, our children, our colleagues all demand our love and care, and we forget that what we don't have, we can't give. First, we need to love and care for ourselves. Yes, breathes Coralie. Get into your posture of ultimate relaxation, the book tells her. Then close your eyes and focus on a memory of a time when you felt completely and unconditionally loved. Fill yourself with that feeling of being totally cared for. Let it suffuse your heart and radiate from there into every part of your being. Coralie sits. Coralie searches her memory for a time when she felt that way. Surely, in the early days of their relationship, she must have felt it with Richard. That time they climbed to the top of the Welsh mountain in relentless driving rain, and as they reached the top, the sun came out. The feeling, recapture the feeling. Wasn't that a feeling of unconditional love? He took her in his arms and kissed her so sweetly. Then they made love, and on the way down she got a raging attack of cystitis and they had no drinking water left. She had wanted to make love. She had felt the love. Her body just hadn't gone along with it. No, Coralie, think. Find a time when sex didn't come into it. How about when Rowan was born? That was pure unconditional love. We both loved that baby so much, didn't we? Yes, but this is supposed to be about me, somebody making me feel unconditionally loved. All right then, what about when I was born? But I can't remember that. My mum said I cried a lot and she found it hard to relate to me as a human being. Charming, eh? She didn't really mean it, did she? She's made up for it since. She did all sorts of things for me. Coralie remembers the time when she was going on a school outing to see a Shakespeare play. She spent ages working out what to wear and whether to take her new handbag with her. Finally, she decided to leave the bag behind because she decided she wouldn't really need it and it would only be an encumbrance. Later, as they were milling around in the classroom getting ready to leave, somebody handed her the bag. "This is yours, isn't it?" "Where did that come from?" she exclaimed. "I was sure I'd decided not to bring it." "Oh, your mum brought it for you. She thought you'd forgotten it." Her mum had dropped her off at school, driven home, found the bag and come all the way back with it. Coralie is ashamed to remember that as a teenager she had not felt gratitude for her mother's concern, only a slight resentment that she was being nannied in some unnecessary way, as though she couldn't be trusted to make her own decisions. For sure, her mother had probably genuinely thought she must have forgotten the bag. She was being kind and loving as mothers are. This is no good, thinks Coralie. A moment of unconditional love. Surely, in my whole life, there must have been a time when I felt that. Tears well up in her eyes and roll down her cheeks. She puts the book under her shoes at the back of the wardrobe, goes downstairs, and makes herself a nice cup of tea. See you again next week. Bye.